All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning to you. It is Thursday, July 2nd, 2020, and this morning we're going to talk about how consistency wins the race. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning to you. Good morning, Dayton, Darren, Dayton, Tammy, Mr. Calloway. I see you on here. What's happening, man? Chris Filippelli, Carla, good morning to you all. Thank you for being here. So yesterday, after yesterday's show, Dayton and Bruce Pulver and I had a conversation about just a variety of things. But the question that I was asked that kind of led to this topic was, what do I think has made some of the biggest impacts on my life over the past few years? What has made the biggest impact on my life? And I said a few things, and some of you guys who are on here, I believe, have probably participated in one of the programs that I will mention during this conversation. But the biggest thing and the most consistent, thought that I had was just that consistency, right? It is creating that consistency in your life that allows you to do repeatable things over and over and over and over again that ultimately compound on each other and lead to a higher level of success. And if you continue to do that and you continue to implement new things that you keep consistent in your life, then you will lead yourself, your family, and those people around you to much better places. And it all happens through consistency. So the first answer that I gave was that I felt like, last year, the 75 Hard program that I completed at the end of June is almost 1 year ago right now. I completed that program. And I felt like, that program was like a launching pad for me to do a bunch more things, to be able to do something every single day for 75 days straight that requires that level of commitment and discipline. I felt like that was a huge launching pad for me. It just gave me a higher level of confidence, and it gave me a higher level of ability to then plug into anything and keep those consistent things straight in my life, like being able to actually implement something and stick to it. And that is such a simple thought, but such a complicated thing for all of us, isn't it? And so when you think about what that program teaches you, consistency and discipline go hand in hand. They are one and the same. But I wanted to unpack kind of what that program taught me, and that's going to kind of lead into all the things that are related to consistency that will help you in your life, that will really bring about massive change and massive evolution in you as a person. So, that program requires you to do a handful of things every single day. And so, it seems like not a lot, but you have to drink a gallon of water. You have to do 2 workouts each day, one indoor and one outdoor. You have to read 10 pages of a self-development book every single day. And you have to take a progress picture of yourself. And I think there's one more thing missing. But at any rate, all of those things, partnered with a pretty busy schedule, and having, 3 children at the time, it's a tough thing to do, right? It's not an easy thing to do. And so, but what I told Bruce and Dayton yesterday was that program really taught me how much time there was in a day. And it taught me really the power of consistency. It taught me what consistency will do for your life when you do it. I lost 28 pounds doing that program. But more importantly than any physical piece of what I went through during that program, it really sharpened my mind. It really sharpened my thoughts. And, as I was thinking about the power of consistency and what it will do, some of the things that I wrote down of what you want to focus on and create consistency in your life go as follows. Your thoughts. Do you have these consistent positive thoughts that everybody that's successful has? Everybody that's making a move in life that you aspire to be like. As I read books of successful people, and I read quite a bit as I listen to and or read books, people's thoughts, they protect those thoughts. They protect the ability to kind of stay in their own headspace and control the things that are going on. You guys hear me talk a lot about not watching the news, not getting consumed by the things that are going on in the world, because they don't serve you. It creates inconsistency in your thoughts. Those things drive a lot of emotion. They drive a lot of fear. They drive a lot of things that you don't want in your life, right? And so as you get consistency in your thoughts, you will find more success. Consistency in your routine is a huge one. I mean, it's one that I think so many people take for granted, or they don't put enough focus on. And it is really, really difficult to have success in your life if you do not have a routine. If you don't have a morning routine that you kind of walk through, and again, it's not going to be perfect every morning, but it should be, creating rhythm in your life. Routine, consistency in your routine is really, really important. Consistency in your behaviors. Have you ever been around one of these people that you never know which one you're going to get? You never know how they're going to react to something. You never know how they're going to behave. They're just completely erratic and all over the place. And that does not lead to comfort for you, right? Being around that person, or maybe you work with that person, or maybe they're in your family and it's like always an uproar because this person always has erratic behaviors. People like to be around people who have consistent behavior. It's just the way that people live. That's how people love. They love that feeling of comfort, and that comes from having consistent behavior. Consistency in your beliefs. So in what you believe, those things obviously can evolve. Sometimes they can change based on things that happen in the world, but you should have pretty solid consistency in what you believe. If you change what you believe all the time, then nobody's ever going to believe you, because they, again, don't know what it is that they're going to get from you. You should also have belief in yourself, consistent belief in yourself, and consistent belief in other people. If you do that, one of the things that I enjoy most is just talking to other people and really, expressing my belief in them. I get the privilege of talking to a lot of people through our coaching program, through our company, just all these different channels, social media. And it's awesome, man, to be able to have a conversation with someone and kind of point out, what their gifts are, what they're strong at, and why they should believe in themselves, and why I believe in their ability to accomplish whatever it is. So consistency in that will lead you to great places, and it will lead other people to great places as well. Consistency in your attitude. So if you are a person, again, this kind of goes back to behaviors. It's kind of tied in, but a little bit different. If you have a positive attitude all the time, it is way more likely that people want to be around you. It's just how it works. People want to be around people that inspire them, that raise their attitude to a new level, that give them some motivation, some pep in their step, right? When you're having a bad day, you always want to be around that person that is the person that can kind of change your attitude, put you back on track, right? If you think about that, most people have that person in their life that when they're kind of down in the dumps, that's the person that they go to for a little bit of an attitude adjustment, a little push in the right direction, and so it is those people, and you can be that person in people's lives, and those people are huge assets for your life and for the lives of people around you if you are that person to other people. And last but not least, consistency in your motivation. This is one thing that I see all the time, especially in sales. You see people who get extremely, extremely motivated, and they grind, as they call it today. They grind for a period of time, a couple of weeks, a month, and then they just, boom, they just kind of get exhausted and they stop, right? And that is not what you want, and it is not what will produce incredible results in your life. It takes consistency in your motivation. And so it's every single day, that consistency, that every single morning you're doing the same things. Every single day you're checking the same boxes. Every single day you've got this routine that you follow, and you stay consistently motivated to where you're going, right? And that is exactly what I feel like when I look back over the last handful of years here in my life. If I were to look, and Bruce asked me yesterday, what is it that you feel like kind of, changed things for you? And I said that is the first thing that came to mind was consistency. And Andrew just said, love the process. And I agree, man. You have to fall in love with that process. You have to fall in love with understanding that you're building yourself every single day. You're constantly evolving, and who you are. I just turned 41 years old. Who I am at 41 should be a very different person than I was at 39, because I've put in a lot of work, right? I've read a lot of books. I've done a lot of self-development. I've met a lot of new people who are helping me evolve my life, help me take my life to a new level. And you should be looking for the same for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for, finding those people, finding those things in your life that elevate everything, elevate your success, your feeling of fulfillment, your financial gain. You should be looking for all of these things. If those are in line with your goals, whatever your goals are, you should be looking for the things that provide you the solutions and the steps forward to make that stuff happen. But it all starts and ends with consistency. I promise you. And it is, again, it's not about what you go all in and just kind of work your tail off for a few months. It's about just every single day, just doing it over and over. I said to those guys yesterday, I've said it on this show a bunch of times, but and I don't know where the quote came from, but we way underestimate what we can do in a day, or we way overestimate what we can do in a day, and we way underestimate what we can do in a longer period of time, a month, a quarter, a year. And that is, if I look back over the past few years here, that is what it is for me. I can look back and know that I have installed things into my life that have made tremendous differences, both for me, for the people around me, for my family, because I have stayed consistent. And I'll finish with this. So last year when I finished 75 Hard, that was, right at the end of June. I think it was June 27th. I was in Anguilla for my 40th birthday party, went down there to visit Judd and his family, took, my kids and my wife, and I went down there, and we spent a little over a week down there hanging out. And when I came back, I just finished 75 Hard. So I had this discipline and this consistency in my mind. And I was like, man, what am I going to do? I feel like I have so much time on my hands. And literally a few weeks later, I started doing this show. So that is proof to you guys how consistency and training yourself and disciplining yourself to create new things, it will create all kinds of stuff in your life that you don't expect. I never had some major plan to do this show. I came home from Anguilla. I ended up doing Glenn Lundy's show on a Friday morning soon after that. And right after that, I was like, man, I should do this myself. I think this would create even more discipline and consistency in my life by, starting my day every single morning with a group of people. And, you guys are here every single morning with me. There's, a couple thousand people a day watching this show right now. And that is an incredible thing. But it started with a couple people tuning in here in the morning. And, we got a long way to go, but it's that consistency, right? We got a long way to go to where we could be. But, it is all about, as Andrew said, it's about the process. It's about, carving yourself Bruce just said it, building your own house, right? For those of you that missed that story, the book is called Chop Wood, Carry Water. I couldn't recommend that book more. I'm going to pull it out and read a few pages as soon as this stream is over here. But that is what it's all about, guys. It's about consistency. And so as you go into this day, and most people are off tomorrow, so today is going to kind of be a Friday for most people. So I'm going to remind you this Thursday that if you are off tomorrow and you're not going to be working, to not take a half day. Don't go out like a mouse. Go out like a lion. Put in a full day today. Go to the buzzer, play to the whistle, and make sure that you are getting the most out of every single day. And you do that by creating consistency in your life. And so I hope this message was helpful to you guys. If it was, please, as it says right there, share this out and share it to your pages. Share it with a friend. Go to the podcast platform, YouTube, whatever it may be, and share that with some people. Mark Farelli, thank you, brother. Mark Farelli is always sharing these episodes, and I appreciate that so much. You know, to grow this show, it takes all of you. You know, I share this obviously on my page every single day. So the only way that it's going to grow to what it has the potential to be is by everyone else's help by sharing this out. So I appreciate you guys being here. What's happening, Mike Rosgoni? Good morning, Zach Watkins, Andrew, Jared, Paula, Tyler. Good to see you here. Christian, my man Clayton, Chris Patterson, Chris Filippelli, Joe Rangel. What's happening, guys? Who did I miss here? Eli, good morning, brother. Robert Shallow, how you doing, man? Recently started to do lawn care and pressure washing. I may be a small business, but yeah, man, listen, bro, you start with a small business and a dream, bro. That's how it works. And you just keep pushing. And you'll always, by the way, feel like a small business. That's the truth. Yeah, hopefully, because that's what keeps you dialed in and sharp, man. So congratulations on your journey, man. Happy to be a part of that. And if you ever need any help, man, or advice, just point me in the right direction, man. I'll point you in the right direction. Just give me a call, shoot me a DM, and happy to help. So, all right, guys, appreciate you. It's good to be back in Pittsburgh this morning. And you guys have an awesome Thursday. I will see you tomorrow morning at the same place and the same time, even though everybody's off of work. I will be here, and I wish you guys a happy 4th of July there. But if you sleep in tomorrow because you're off for the holiday, I wish you a happy 4th of July weekend today. So love you guys. Appreciate you. See you tomorrow morning.